If you've ever opened up anything online, any forum, Facebook, group, email, God, whatever, you might have found that people have got opinions. Lots of opinions. Me, I've got opinions. I'm not going to say I haven't got opinions, but I'm not presenting you with more opinions on how you should get married today. Instead, I'm presenting a different way, the Rebel's way. This is the Rebel's Guide to Getting Married. My name's Josh Withers. I'm a civil celebrant, and I've just done a little ceremony just over there, and I was thinking before that ceremony about this video. Particularly because earlier today I was talking to another couple and I said what I'm about to tell you, and she said, that's really nice. I'm like, oh, thanks, it is really nice. But for the love of God, it's really important as well. You see, if you ever happen to open up anything regarding to weddings, it instantly just starts telling you what you've got to do. You've got to do it this way, you've got to do it this way. Or yeah, here's 3 options, and you've got to choose from one of these 3 options. The truth is, none of that is real. That's all BS. There's no options. In fact, there's a million options, which can seem overwhelming. And sometimes it might just be easy just to say, yeah, you just give me a wedding. Give me wedding A. I'd like wedding A. It's like the difference between listening to the radio and opening up Spotify. At least when you listen to the radio, you don't have to choose a song. They just spit songs at you. But your wedding is better than a radio station. It's your flipping wedding. It's the day where you say, you other person, I like you so much. I like you. I just need to marry you. And that's a really personal day. It's a day that should mean something. And in my opinion, if your wedding day doesn't mean something, if it doesn't hold purpose and beauty, write the whole thing off, turn it off. It's just not worth having. So today I wanted to just give you, I suppose you could call it the foundation, my foundation to what this whole Rebel's Guide is. In fact, if you only watch this video, you would have the whole Rebel's Guide in one video. Every other video that's not this one is this one, but in a different way. And it's all about one word. Why? Why is this happening? Why are we exchanging vows? Why am I wearing a dress? Why? If you can ask that question, why? If you can apply that to when you want to have your wedding. Are you having your wedding at a date that the wedding venue had open and they really like to sell it, and so you're having it on that day? Or you're having it on a Saturday because that's when all the weddings are apparently, but why shouldn't we choose our own day for a wedding? Or why? Why are you getting married this way? Why are you having guests? Why aren't you having guests? Why is Dad walking someone down the aisle? Why is Dad not walking someone down the aisle? The most important thing in this whole process is the question, not the answer. The answer has a value, obviously, because that dictates what's going to happen on the day. But if you get to the end of your wedding day and you haven't asked why are we catering? Why are we providing food for our guests? Why is it at night? Why isn't it in the morning? See, if it was me, I love morning things. Like if you, seriously, if you want to have a meeting with me, suggest breakfast. That's a great meeting. Every other meeting after that is less good than the breakfast meeting. The breakfast meeting is the best meeting of the day. But for you, you might like other meals. You might like other drinks. You might like whatever. You might not want food and drink. Not every wedding has to have food and drink. And all it comes back to is why. Why is the most valuable question you can ask in regards to your wedding. Why will give you a purpose. Why will tell you that you're wearing these things and you're spending this money for a purpose. Not that I Googled wedding budget and wedding budget said I should spend $500 on a celebrant, but Josh, you're this much, why should I pay that? Well, honestly, I'll tell you why. Why should you pay $500 for that and $1,700 for that? I don't know. It's all more about saying what matters to you. Why are you marrying this person? How should that be celebrated? How can we make it you, so that on your wedding day we do you, not what the Google said, not what the Wikipedia said, not what the book said, not what your mum said or your dad said or your grandma said. I hear so many people say we're having a wedding in a church or a chapel because grandma wants it. I love grandma, like God bless Shirley, I love you, man, but this isn't your wedding, sure, this is their wedding. So the closing note to this video is just the same thing I've been saying the whole damn time. Why is this happening? And usually when people ask that question, like if every person in a relationship is used to hearing their partner saying why, and what they're actually being is passive aggressive, and they actually don't want to know why. It's them saying, I don't think this should be happening, so I'm asking you to present a good justification. I'm not asking you to justify what you're doing. I'm not asking you to justify why you're spending 10 grand on a dress and 20 grand on flights so that everyone can come to your Icelandic wedding. I'm not asking you to justify it. I'm just asking you to ask yourself and your partner why. so that when you do it, when you spend the money, you know its purpose, you know what it's for. So there's not this regret, there's not this dismay or this negativity, there's not this stress or this worry, because everything that's happening in the wedding has a purpose. And when it has a purpose, it has a place, and dare I say, it sparks joy. This is the Rebels Guide to Getting Married. My name is Josh Withers. TheRebels.guide is our website where you can watch the videos, subscribe to the YouTube and the podcast. We're available on all the podcast platforms. And please tell some friends. You'll just bring me so much joy. It would spark joy in me if your friends found out about this as well.